Hey everyone, welcome to the daily market update from stockpickprofits.com. It is August 22nd, 2018. While we're waiting for some people to sign on, we'll go ahead and go through the legalities. Always read the disclaimer. Past performance is no indicator of future performance. We are not registered investment advisors. Anything in this show should be for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this show is an offer or directive to buy or sell any securities. And also read the fine print. We got a couple people showing up already. So look, we've got a little hurricane coming to Honolulu, category 4 right now, just off the southern shores of the Big Island. For those of you unfamiliar with Hawaii, the Big Island is where those 2 volcanoes are that you keep hearing about in the news, about the big eruptions. That's the most eastern edge of the state, and that's the direction the hurricane's coming from. So what's happened in the past is those volcanoes are so huge. The past couple of hurricanes that came close, they were actually broken up by the volcano. So this one's coming a little bit south of the island, though, so it should just swing right around. And projections are looking at it as turning up north as it passes Kauai, which is the easternmost or the westernmost edge of the islands. So look, we're going to do a nice little straight to the point show here. Let's go ahead and get started. The big market news, of course, is the battle. Michael Cohen, the longtime attorney for Donald Trump, has cut a deal with prosecutors, and some things were said that kind of implicate President Trump, but it's a little bit of a gray area, a little bit of a debate going on. So we're not going to get involved in that. What we are concerned about as wealth builders is the stock market. That's the way we make our money, and that's our focus. So really in this whole situation, what's the big debate, because you could see it in the markets today. Last night, the future contracts were blood red. Even gold was pushing up as a safe haven, which has not been happening in the last couple of months, but all of a sudden it started happening last night. It looked like we're going to have this big, huge sell-off on the market, and you can see it never really materialized. That's the old... that's the old. So Facebook got its photos mixed up, and that's okay. Yeah, we're down about 88 points in the Dow, which was not bad considering what we were looking at going into the market. The S&P was down just fractionally, about a point, which is really flat. But the NASDAQ, the tech index, was a superstar today, and we'll talk a little bit about more about that as we get into the show. It was up about 30 points, a little over 1/4%. Small caps are still participating in this rally, and that's important. Small caps drive the market. Small business drives the economy. Small caps drive the market. The VIX continues to trade underneath that $13 range. It lost about 5% today. This is on a day when we had a tremendously negative news cycle. So you can see that's where the big battle is happening right now. If you're not paying attention or you need some help with that idea, it's just Trump's legal woes versus the economy. We had more news about the trade situation this morning with the Mexico, right? Evidently, we've got a handshake deal ready to go with Mexico. They just want to get Canada on board, and that shouldn't take too much effort, right? Good deal is a good deal. Let's see how this works out. And that's where your tug of war is right now. Everybody's trying to figure out just how much these developments in these other cases are going to affect the presidency of Donald Trump. So there's people that are absolutely sure this is impeachment. There's people that are absolutely sure this is the end of his presidency. And then there's people that absolutely believe the opposite. So which way you think we're not concerned with. Okay, we're, again, talking about the market. Let's talk about the market. So, we're still in these Q trades, right? We've been talking about it the last few days. We're in this Q trade, and now today we got to close over 181 on the Qs, and guess what? We're in the money. So if we had been emotion-driven investors, do I? Thanks, Jeff. See, the rest of you were just sitting there laughing at me, right? Jeff was the cool guy. He let me know. Construction cobweb. I love it. weird things will happen to your hair during broadcast, evidently. But look, let's kind of get back to things here. It's we've been talking about this over the last couple of weeks, not to let your emotions get in the way of your wealth building. And it's been real important with this QQQ trade, right? There were times when we could have just bailed on it, but now we've closed in the money today. We still got a couple days left on this contract. It looks like the NASDAQ wants to push up higher. Let's see if we get a nice little gap tomorrow morning or a nice pop in the markets. We think the NASDAQ will continue pushing higher. That 7,900 is probably just hours away, maybe not even a whole trading day away. So let's see how this works out. Tech continues to impress, and it's being rewarded. So another industry that had a good play that we've been in a play for a while, we've been talking about AKS. We've got some $5 calls out into next month, the end of next month. And that's kind of creeping up a little bit, right? The steel play is coming back to life. Now it's just kind of softly coming back in. It's not really hitting the news cycle hard. So we're not getting a super huge push on the Qs, or not the Qs, but on X and AKS right now. But we're getting this nice trickle up. So weed stocks. Let's talk a little bit about weed stocks. So we've talked about for quite a while United Cannabis, CNAB. That's one of our picks a long time ago. And it's also a stock that we've got a very, very nice sizable position in. That was up 40% today. So you can see that the marijuana trade is starting to come into play. Now, we've been very patient building our positions. We're also playing another marijuana stock that we really like. And if you want to get involved in that, you know where the link is. So, the weed play, we knew another big and important date is September 1st. And there's some big things happening legally with marijuana and stuff. And you can see this kind of move is coming into it. And that is a nice move by United Cannabis this morning, up, like we said, 45%. This is how fast they're going to move. Now, we've had this long 7-8 month trickle down because there's just been no news, no driver, no catalyst in the marijuana trade. And so we've had this soft trickle down. But you see how quickly these stocks, the good ones, have actually reacted to some positive influence. So let's go ahead and stay in that trade. If you guys are looking for some trade ideas, you know how we like to throw out some trade ideas. We talked about yesterday, the brokerage stocks got beat up because of that JP Morgan news where they're releasing the free app with the free trades, which is really a smoke and mirrors marketing thing. The free trades are only for about a year. They don't include options trading. They don't include derivatives trading. And those are a third of all trading in the market. So really, what are you getting for that it wouldn't just be smarter to just pay the $4.95, $5.95, $6.95 a trade and get a good brokerage like a Schwab. We love Schwab. You guys know that. The Netflix puts that we talked about a couple weeks ago, we wanted to do a little sample play all together and for entertainment purposes only. At first when we talked about this short, it kind of trickled down. Last couple of sessions, Netflix has had really good days. It seems like they're cleaning up a little bit on their service. Depending on how you look at this, this can go two ways. One of two ways. Michelle Wolf, the young lady, the comedian that kind of made a spectacle of herself at the White House press dinner where she attacked Sarah Sanders very, very viciously. She had her show canceled, and her show's been really an anti-Trump show. It's like 99% anti-Trump stuff, really not a whole lot of comedy, just the same old crap, low-hanging fruit for weak comedians. Maybe this is a little bit, people might be seeing this as a little bit of Netflix is kind of taking on a little bit more responsibility on the parody of what they produce and what they show. Who knows? But we still overall are not impressed with where Netflix is right now. And if this was an actual real trade, we would stay in it right now. Those options were all the way out till November. They're at a 280 strike. It's not that far off. It's about $55-$60 away from that, which really is one or two sessions with a bad day for Netflix. But that whole programming stuff, it's very dry. It doesn't seem like they're getting their money back on this big push. Remember a couple about maybe this time last year that they decided they were going to put those billions into that original programming content, and it just doesn't look like they're going to get the return on that they wanted to. So that kind of trade idea is still out there for you guys that are having a little fun with that like we are. But on the other trade ideas, we were just talking about the brokerage stocks. So we were kind of paying attention to the brokerage stocks this morning, and it just didn't seem like there was anything really exciting to talk about, not with all the other stuff going on in the market. And yeah, Jeff, titanium is always interesting commodity to play around with. Now, I believe there's an ETF that you can trade titanium on, but it's not like gold or silver where you can go in and buy the spot and stuff. You can buy actual titanium holds, but as far as market vehicles for trading the commodity, it's kind of a tough one to find, kind of like platinum. Platinum is a big mover, and one of the bigger trades that I know some of the commodity traders were talking about a year ago on the boards that I'm familiar with, and some of the really good commodity traders, they've been talking about this platinum trade. If you're looking at those precious metals, one thing about platinum is it generally trades higher than gold. It's been trading lower than gold for quite some time now. So people are looking at, just like that yield curve inversion. People are some of these commodity traders are looking for a re-inversion of that trade where the value of platinum retakes its proper status as when compared to gold. So look, it's kind of been a really interesting day today. Besides the Dow being down to 88 points, which really it's the Dow is more of a window of the market, and that's for all the people that don't trade the market, have something to look at and cheer on. The Dow components are really they're supposed to represent the economy of the United States, just like the S&P 500, just on a little tighter of a scale. And when it goes up and down, yeah, it's important, but it's not definitive. We think that flat close on the S&P and the green close on the NASDAQ really told us a lot more about what's going on in the market right now than the Dow being red. So, hey, hi from Stockholm, you. Hi back at you from Honolulu. So, that's a couple of trade ideas right there. I mean, the brokerage trade, we'll kind of keep an eye on it for a few days because, sometimes you get a late reaction. Sometimes there's some digesting that the stocks have to go through before they can either reverse or continue the downtrend or the uptrend that they were previously on. So we'll keep an eye on that and we'll let you guys know. But right now, we think where the money trades are right now are in your steel, your tech, and, with the tech, why complicate it? Do what we did. We just keep it simple. Go with the QQQs. You're getting the whole tech market, right? In one play. So welcome to you, Jesse. So look, gang, there's some trade ideas for you. The Trump saga just kind of continues. We'll keep an eye on that. Again, we trade the market. And we said this yesterday, and I'll repeat it for you one more time because it seems like it played true, right? When all this news was breaking, we were doing the show yesterday. And, we had a couple people from the office posted that, about the verdicts and things like that. So we're kind of analyzing on the fly. But one thing we are absolutely sure of, and we said it, and it looks like it played true. One thing the market absolutely loves above everything else is closure, definition. It doesn't like uncertainty. With the verdicts on the Manafort, and even to a certain extent with this Cohn plea deal, it brings closure, and that's what the market likes. It doesn't like uncertainty. It wants to trade on the economy. It wants to trade on numbers. It doesn't want to trade on emotions, and it doesn't want to trade on speculation, okay? We trade on speculation when we trade the market. We're the speculators, but the market speculates about nothing. The market knows exactly what it's going to do, and market knows exactly what it wants. So always remember that as traders out there, okay? And that's why it's so important. Keep your emotions out of the trading, okay? So look, one more time before we shut it down for the day, because we've got that kind of, the hurricane's supposed to hit the Big Island sometime this evening. Then it'll swing over towards our island, Oahu. sometime tomorrow. We have systems in place, so we'll definitely be here. Don't worry. You guys tune in tomorrow for the show. All you members of Stock Pick Profits and Hyper Growth Accelerator programs, no problem. You know, the team's ready to go. We got that close on the QQQs today of 181. Like I said, if you're not getting this kind of help, if you're not getting this kind of team help, support, you know, there's the link on the bottom there. You know, take it or leave it. You know, it's your money. So you make the call. Do you want to be watching a show every day and seeing other people make money, or do you want to actually make some yourself? You know, you can't ride the horse unless you get up on the horse and in the saddle. So let's kind of leave it at that for the day. It doesn't look like we really have any questions. Yeah, you too, Jeff. As always, thank you for your participation. We know we know that you're a big steel guy, and we're big steel people too over at our service. We love steel going forward, you know, especially U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel had another good day today. That's 3 or 4 in a row. Ever since it breached that $29 level, it's just been kind of pushing up. And you too, Norris, man, all of us here in Honolulu, we're going to batten down. Make sure when you buy your water, to make sure that you have plenty of water for everybody else, you get yourself a 6-pack of beer, all right? No worries on the hurricane, no worries on the market. So you guys have a great afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow after the market closes. Again, one more time, if you need some help, there's a link. So you guys have a great afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow.